thank you for joining us for our Hispanic Heritage Month special.
Throughout our show, we'll be highlighting High Plains organizations preserving Hispanic culture, history, and helping our local Hispanic communities.
And we start our special off right here at Our Lady of the Guadalupe Catholic Church, which was built in our community in the early 1900s. In 2018, Amarillo's Our Lady of Guadalupe Church celebrated the milestone of 100 years.
KAMR Local 4's Ali Cassetti met with a few members of the church to discuss how it served as a second home for many families for generations.
The historic Catholic church found on the corner of 11th and Houston has been around since 1918.
At that time, it was Father Rodriguez, and he brought a brick-making machine from Puerto Rico. So they made the bricks, and during their lunch hours and everything, they'd work on the church. My mom was a teenager at that time.
And Vicky Rosas Martinez isn't the only member with family ties to Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Actually, my family has 7 generations here.
I know that my grandfather, Jesus Flores, was diligent in helping build this church together. He was a good friend of the priest at the time.
Families like this laying the groundwork to build the sanctuary from the ground up.
Our church would help people coming, establishing themselves here.
My parents, both my grandparents, both sets of my grandparents worked for the railroad, and that's actually how the church, a lot of the church had ties to the Santa Fe Railroad.
And ever since, Our Lady of Guadalupe has served as a welcoming, safe place to not just the Hispanic community, but all of Amarillo.
Even people that don't belong to this church, they come to our meals. Back in the day, whenever there was bad weather, everybody knew to come to the basement of the school.
Family and church, that's where it all begins. And it's important to keep things going because they worked so hard to keep this church going, and I want to keep it going also.
In Amarillo, Ali Cassetti, KAMR Local 4 News.
The ladies shared that fundraisers like food plates helped to raise funds to help pay for the church to be built over 100 years ago.
Las Fiestas de Amarillo is an annual event that is sponsored by Our Lady of Guadalupe, which invites and brings the community together. Since 1971, Los Barrios de Amarillo has worked to promote education.
Ali Cassetti explains how the organization is preparing to celebrate their 50th anniversary while continuing to grow their reach.
Los Barrios de Amarillo's origin story dates back to the 1970s.
Los Barrios de Amarillo was started in 1971 by a group of community volunteers that were concerned about the dropout rate of the Hispanic male student at Caprock High School.
From there, the volunteers decided to mentor the kids with the goal of helping them obtain their high school diploma. But it didn't stop there.
Our reach is still promoting education. But now we promote it throughout Region 16. So it's not just for Caprock High School students, it's for any school that's inside Region 16. We start with the middle school kids all the way up to high school.
Mary Brawley, president of Los Barrios de Amarillo, explains that their mission isn't simply about promoting higher education. They're here to help students navigate as well.
It's really about, let's see what else you can do. There's going to be, your whole life really begins after high school. Do you want to go to college? What does that look like? Is that a 2-year degree? Is that a 4-year degree? Are you interested in going to a trade school?
With the focus on education, but assisting in life skills too.
We're here if you need help with your resume. We're here if you need a suit coat for an interview, or even interviewing skills. We're here to help you in whatever that might look like.
And after touching countless lives, Los Barrios de Amarillo is preparing to celebrate the Big 5-0.
We have grown, we have expanded our reach, things have changed, and we're excited about the momentum going forward for the next 50, but we're really excited about celebrating with all of the people that have been involved with us.
In Amarillo, Ali Cassetti, KAMR Local 4 News.
Braley shared Los Barrios de Amarillo will be celebrating their big anniversary with the celebration luncheon virtually this year because of health and safety concerns.
And that virtual luncheon will take place live on Facebook on October 14th, beginning at noon. This year also marks a big milestone for another organization that continues to make a big impact in Amarillo's Barrio neighborhood.
KAMR Local 4's Jason Britch has more on the past, present, and future of the Wesley Community Center.
The Amarillo Wesley Community Center has grown tremendously through the years.
We started off by serving just hundreds of people, now to thousands of people throughout the year.
And that all started back in 1951 when the Community Center was established by a group of United Methodist women from Polk Street United Methodist Church.
They had this vision to start a Hispanic ministry in the Barrio neighborhood, so they raised all of this money and got a house a house donated, basically, and they raised some money for the programming to start the Wesley Community Center.
They started offering ESL classes and after-school programs, among other activities. From there, they expanded on the programs through the leadership of Reverend Jacinto Autorete, who served as executive director for 32 years, before Belinda Gonzalez-Taylor served in that same role for 15 years.
We're very fortunate to still be here 70 years now.
And you heard that right. 2021 marks 70 years of them making a difference in the Barrio neighborhood with the Hispanic community.
Because we are celebrating 70 years, to begin the year, we started off with a mural that was also funded by the city of Amarillo and created by Blank Spaces Murals along with Los Barrios de Amarillo. We've also have Una Gran Cena that's coming up on Thursday, September the 23rd, which is one grand big dinner. And so that's been going on for as long as this building has been around.
And because of the multiple amounts of families they serve each year,
we're actually opening up a new center now on South Lawn, Amarillo, which is on 4801 South Austin Street, and it'll be our Amarillo Wesley Community Center South Campus. So we're really excited that we're growing these walls with many families, but also we're able to serve a new area in Amarillo and grow our ministry there. We're really deep indebted in our Hispanic roots and culture here at the Wesley Community Center.
In Amarillo, Jason Bridge, KAMR Local 4 News.
The future continues to look bright for the Wesley Community Center.
Alanese says they're planning to launch a capital campaign in a couple of years for a new recreational center.
Celebrating traditions and culture through dance.
Up next, how a group at Glenwood Elementary has become a trademark at that school for generations.
For many, the art of dance is more than getting up and moving.
KMR Local 4's Ali Cassetti has details on how a group of elementary students is celebrating their culture while keeping tradition alive.
We have about 80% Hispanic students here, so we do celebrate our culture here. We have a lot of parents that attended school here, and we have a lot of grandparents that attended school here.
The Glenwood dancers have been a proud trademark of Glenwood Elementary School for generations now.
So now the grandkids are attending school here, and maybe perhaps even the parents were dancers at one time, so this just goes on with the tradition of being a Glenwood dancer.
I chose it because in 3rd grade, I got to dance with my friends, and I didn't get to do that last year, so I want to do it this year. The favorite part is to hang out and just part of our culture.
That's not just the sound of music you hear. That's the sound of hard work in celebrating Hispanic culture.
Hispanic Heritage Month means that our kids celebrate their culture, they're proud of their culture, and being at our school and just being here and representing their families and grandparents, and just continuing the tradition.
And speaking of tradition, Glenwood's campus is set to hit the milestone of 100 years this year.
Once again, of course, the tradition continues. We are also a leader in these schools, so our students get to be leaders. They get to perform in front of others to make them feel comfortable, performing in an audience, and also being able to communicate.
In Amarillo, Ali Cassetti, KAMR Local 4 News.
The elementary school recently held auditions for the Glenwood dance team.
Gurney shared that one year they had about 125 kids come out for the audition, which is about a quarter of their school. 2 Amarillo teenagers have transitioned their favorite hobby into their very own business.
Co-owners of Sold Out, Jonathan Salinas and Fabian Salas, say they feel like they started a wave hoping to inspire people of all ages. Now, while the store has only been open for a few months, Salinas says the community support has been incredible.
We sold 86 pairs in the first day. Like, people were coming in and out like crazy, going crazy. Whether they were buying a shirt or some shoes, it was all love.
Yeah, we had a line outside before it even opened.
Salinas shared that they plan to expand to more than one sneaker store within the next year.
Good food, Good music and good times were had at the Sam Houston Park on Saturday as people came out for Festival por la Vida.
KAMR Local 4's Jack Kessler was there as many came out to celebrate unity.
Over 50 churches united at Sam Houston Park on Saturday in a festival of hope and to spread the love of Jesus Christ.
To unite churches all over Amarillo to tell about Jesus, the love of Jesus, and the hope of Jesus. We're here to give them a hope for life. We're here to give them a hope of community.
Saturday's festivities kicked off at noon with a family fair and continuing the rest of the day with live music and finally a service by Mike Silva. Helen Barton, co-chair for the Festival Por La Vida Amarillo, says people in Amarillo were ready for something like this.
Not a surprise. I mean, Amarillo is just an amazing community. You know, everybody's come together, and this event has really brought us all together. It's just a good time. With all the turmoil going on in our country, in this world, you know, everybody is ready for just some fun and just to be able to get together. So that's what this is all about.
Belinda Palacios with the Junior League of Amarillo, who is volunteering with Storybridge at Saturday's event, says coming to events like this helps expose the community to resources they may not have known existed.
You know, just being involved is not only fun, but it's really meaningful because you become part of the community and you become part of the solution.
Pat Davis, co-chair for the Festival Por La Vida Amarillo, says seeing everyone come out makes the work all worth it.
Races, all churches, black, white, Hispanic, all together for one event.
Burton says they had sanitization stations all around the park and people were welcome to wear a mask for those who are concerned about COVID-19.
Burton adds they were also offering shuttles for people from nearby churches to park at no charge, helping area families navigate the school system.
Coming up, why a local man says he chose educational leadership to teach his culture and inspire our community. West Texas A&M University professor Dr. Ray Barbosa hopes to serve as an example of hope and inspiration for our community.
KMR Local 4's Jason Bridge has more from Dr. Barbosa on his upbringing and how it shaped who he is today.
Americans have always been from very diverse backgrounds, whether they came from wherever they came from since the beginning of America. And so I just hope to be part of to build a better America.
Amarillo native Dr. Ray Barbosa is hoping to accomplish that through education by serving as the Director of Masters of Educational Leadership at West Texas A&M.
I was recruited to help with the doctorate, and then was recruited to actually teach the Masters of Educational Leadership, which is teaching teachers to become principals.
Dr. Barbosa says one of the biggest reasons why he pursued higher education in the first place was to teach his culture.
Teach the American flag, teach what it's all about. Just the American dream, and I wanted to help the next generation here in America. I wanted to help, especially my culture, Latinos, Hispanics, whatever you want to call us. But I just want to help us to grow and to be someone better, to have some sort of future in education.
Dr. Barbosa says that his drive to accomplish this started when he was young, watching his migrant parents work.
My father would work in Hereford, pick onions, and so the older I got, the more I asked. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to work hard. I wanted to work smarter. The key to education in America is education.
Which played a role in him serving in a position with the Region 16 Education Service Center to help area migrant families and students navigate the school system.
Just to see them grow, to see them go to college, to see them be who they want to be. I love teaching. I love the teaching world. I love being what I was as a teacher, and now I teach principals. It's just, I love just being in this position that I can help migrant students. I can help Latinos. I can help Hispanics. I can help others. I don't care what color you are. I get to serve others, especially in the education world.
In Canyon, Jason Bridge, KAMR, Local 4 News.
Dr. Barbosa says he was originally going to pursue a master's in business before he was convinced by his classmate, Claudia Stewart, to pursue education instead.
Also, Dr. Barbosa is trilingual. He can speak English, Spanish, and sign language.
Speaking of cultural awareness on campus.
Next, how you can get involved with Amarillo College's new Hispanic Heritage Association. Several Amarillo College students and faculty have joined together to create a new organization on their campus.
KMR Local 4's Jason Bridge has more on the mission of AC's Hispanic Student Association.
create, preserve, and promote awareness and understanding of the Hispanic culture on campus and in the community.
That, in a nutshell, is the aim of the recently created Hispanic Student Association at Amarillo College.
We have amazing people in our community. We have a beautiful culture that we want to celebrate, and we invite all of our community to be a part of that.
Hispanic students make up the majority of Amarillo College's enrollment, making it a Hispanic-serving institution as deemed by the U.S. Department of Education. But Farron says students of all backgrounds are welcome to join.
It's for any student on campus that wants to participate. We want to bring awareness to the Hispanic culture, celebrate the population, and give the opportunity for the community as well as the campus to know more about what our goals are, what our dreams are for our population and our community.
I am so excited.
Claudia Ruiz Zaragoza serves as HSA's first ever president. Raised in Mexico, Zaragoza says she wanted to join HSA immediately after finding out about it.
I was kind of looking for a place to feel like welcome, and when I entered here, there was no Hispanic Student Association in AC. When I saw that we were going to start the Hispanic Student Association in AC, I was like, I need to go there. Like, that's a place that I will belong.
And serving as the first ever president is something Zaragoza is not taking for granted.
I feel really great to say, oh, I was the first president that the Hispanic Student Association is going to have, and it's something that I'm really grateful to be forward. Like, oh, yeah, I started that when I was in college. All the members that are going to start this measure, they're going to be the founding members of something that's going to stay here in AC, I hope, for long term.
In Amarillo, Jason Bridge, KAMR Local 4 News.
Farron says they'll be holding several events during Hispanic Cultural Awareness Month, ending on October 15th.
To learn more about those events and HSA's mission, go to our website. That's myhighplains.com.
Last summer, Amarillo residents helped kids in the Barrio neighborhood prepare for the classroom.
Next, we'll take you to the back-to-school Barrio Bash. Members of our community came out for some good fun and to help get ready for the start of school at El Alamo Park.
KMR Local 4's Jack Kessler has more from the back-to-school Barrio Bash.
Hundreds of people from all over Amarillo turned out to El Alamo Park for the back-to-school Barrio Bash for live music, good food, and school supplies for the start of the school year. Jeffrey Renteria, organizer of the Barrio Bash, says it's important to have this event in the barrio as he's from the area, and he wanted to give back any way he could.
I'm not rich, but it's not hard to go and help the community out with just giving your time, and that's why we did it, for the kids, you know.
Renteria adds that they gave out over 300 backpacks filled with school supplies. Also at the Barrio Bash was a horseshoe tournament, with all proceeds from the tournament going to the Wesley Community Center. Renteria says they weren't able to put the event on last year due to COVID-19, which he says was disappointing, but he says it's great to be back to help out.
That means a lot. It feels good to help out the community.
Ray Villarreal, who helped with the event, says this event is great for the community, as kids shouldn't have to worry about how to get school supplies, but instead about learning and going to school.
And a lot of these people we went to school with, we grew up with, and now their kids are in the community now, along with my kids. They go to these schools, and you know, we're just happy to get back.
In Amarillo, Jack Kessler, KAMR Local 4 News.
Free haircuts were also available to help kids get ready for the start of the school year.
Renteria says one day he'd like the back-to-school Barrio Bash to fill the entire park. Thank you for joining us for a Hispanic Heritage Month special as we look into the culture and history of the Latino community.
And we hope that you've learned something new about our local organizations and our community. For more stories about Hispanic Heritage Month, visit our website, myhighplains.com.